course and earned a certification as well. In case you haven't received the certificate yet and there is any technical glitch, please write your first name, last name, your registered ID to springboard-support@infosys.com. We'll be able to help you only if you send us the screenshot and specify your issue, please. So, once again, a warm welcome and a warm morning to all of you. And I'll at the last before this we complete end this session, I will once again show you how you can generate, view, and download your certificates. And I have my colleague Aishwarya Rajiv with me here. Good morning once again, Aishwarya. Thanks for
Yeah, good
joining in.
morning.
She has an experience in AI field for more than 15 years plus here, and she's also pursuing her PhD in AI field, artificial intelligence field, and she was a facilitator at Coog Institute as well. And here today, she's going to be facilitating the session on introduction to AI, artificial intelligence. So it's an overarching term, and we have been surrounded with AI and its aspects and its applications. Post the completion of Aishwarya's session on AI, I'll just give you a brief description of one of the aspects of AI, which is natural language processing, NLP, which we use it in our day-to-day life. And also, I'll be sharing the course link that you can refer to and complete your certification for today's session. So over to you, Aishwarya. You can
Yeah,
please take over.
thank you, Prithvi.
I request all of
So,
you to
yeah,
please have your notebook and pen handy. Any questions, you can please make a note of it. If we cannot answer it today, we'll definitely come back to you with the answer in the next session. Yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
Aishwarya. Sorry.
okay. So, good morning, everyone. Myself, Aishwarya. I will be taking introduction to artificial intelligence for you. And regarding the concerning the bandwidth, I will switch off the video and will share my screen. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Aishwarya.
Yeah. And voice is audible, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So today the world is talking about self-driving cars, chatbots, robotic surgery, personalization, and many such applications. What is so unique about them? How these things work? So we are talking everything for this in this course on Introduction to Artificial Intelligence or AI. In this course, we present to you a number of real world examples to help you to learn the basic AI concepts and techniques. We will also discuss on how these concepts are used to solve a problems across business domains and for anyone who is an absolute beginner to hear. So you could be a developer, a business analyst, a project manager, or even a sales executive with an interest in learning AI. So this course comprises of 4 sessions. The first is what is AI, where we will understand the need for artificial intelligence and its business potential. The second session is what is AI, where we will define AI commonly used techniques and understand the architecture. The third section is AI and business, where we will introduce to various AI adoption examples across industry. The final section is AI platforms, where we will have a sneak peek to popular AI platforms in the market. By the end of the course, you should be able to know why AI is in demand. So appreciate the business potentials of AI also. Get familiarized with commonly used AI techniques and its terminologies. Understanding the architecture, understanding adoption of AI across industry domains, and finally knowing the leading AI platforms. So, why AI? World is witnessing the emergence of intelligent systems, environment aware systems that can themselves decide and respond to events. These systems are self learning and adaptive. Self driving cars is an example of such systems. Unlike traditional systems that have been programmed for specific formulas, methods, or rules, AI systems mind the patterns in the data and become knowledgeable on their own. These technologies are being rapidly adopted by industries today. They are being deployed to solve problems that practitioners earlier felt could not be solved by machines. Let's get started and discuss a few scenarios where the use of AI has solved a difficult problem and think how a machine could have solved them. The first example is from the world of criminal investigation. April 15th, Boston Marathon, there were two explosions that killed three people and injured many. To identify the suspects behind this crime, FBI collected and analyzed 10 terabytes of data like text messages, social media feeds, photographs, and videos from the surveillance cameras and cell phones within 24 hours. The FBI had correctly identified the suspects. How was this possible? Today, AI systems are capable of analyzing and interpreting enormous amount of unstructured data like voice, videos, images, text, etc. After analysis, they can arrive at patterns much like humans but within a very short time. If the same activity had to be done by human, it would have taken months to years of time. The second example is from the world of medicine. Doctors at the University of Tokyo tried to diagnose the disease in a lady for many months and they were unsuccessful. It cross referenced the patient's genetic changes. With 20 million cancer research papers in just 10 minutes, a machine successfully diagnosed. It has a rare form of leukemia in minutes. The finding was lifesaver. Human, it is impossible to cross reference millions of papers at very short time. The third example is from the world of finance. American Express handled over 25% of the credit card activity in USA. In 2014 alone, they handled over $1 trillion worth of transactions. Fraudulent transactions are a big risk to the credit card business. It identified and prevented about $2 billion worth of potential fraud in a single year. How did they do that? They used AI systems. These systems learn from the large data sets having numerous attributes in case the historical transactions and then use the patterns in the data and create a model. The new transactions are validated against the model to predict if the transaction was fraudulent or not. Using AI system, we can achieve the speed, the special skill and efficiency in predicting the fraudulent transactions. The next example is from the world of entertainment. Netflix is the leading internet entertainment service with over 1.48 million subscriptions across 100 plus countries enjoying TV, series, documentaries, and feature films across a wide range of languages. According to a study conducted by Netflix, customers tend to give up if it takes longer than 90 seconds to find the content of their choice. Hence, it is very critical for Netflix to help customers find desirable content quickly through personalized recommendations. Netflix estimates that it saves $1 billion annually by preventing subscription cancellations. How do they personalize recommendations for $1.148 million subscribers worldwide? AI systems help personalize recommendations at speed and scale in real time. Systems learn from the user activity data, mine the patterns, and then act on providing recommendations. In the example discussed, we saw that machines can read and understand medical research papers like humans and a lot faster. They can understand human behavior and predict if the predictions being done is by the actual owner of the credit card or not. They can understand our likes and preference and even suggest the movies for us. The problems discussed are not deterministic, and closed form solutions like
How?
formulas or rules do not exist to solve them. These are the new classes of problems that require intelligent
Earlier,
solutions.
that before late,
Data
right?
has
You are telling
patterns. Machines
before
can
session late,
mine
right?
these patterns from the
But
data
clerk also
and
shared
become
us mail,
knowledgeable
no,
or
regarding that things
intelligent.
only.
So AI or artificial intelligence
Yeah,
all
now
is all
in
about
mail I have to check.
making machines intelligent. So
Yeah,
here is
hello.
another example of Walmart. So
Okay.
Walmart contained 2 million employees, 20,000 stores in 28
Huh.
countries. At Walmart,
Yes, yes.
analytics have reduced after introducing the
Huh.
AI to problem finding to
Huh.
solution finding to 20 minutes.
Okay.
So here is the conclusion of
Hmm.
adopting AI.
Okay.
It will lead to creation of
After
new
session.
business lines, enable companies to
After
better
session,
plan
she'll call
and
again, I think so.
forecast demand, optimize research and development, and increase resources. It also improves ability to produce goods and provide services at a lower cost and higher quality, generate returns, and provide an uptick in revenue in the business areas where it is used. It also automates recurring tasks to save time, money, and resources. Competitive advantage, performance, and quality is increased. Increased efficiency and productivity. So, the introduction of AI improves the process, cost reduction, and productivity, greater accuracy and precision. It also enabled to work 24 bar 7 without any breaks, personalized communication at scale, faster process completion, reduced human error, faster decision making, AI centered innovations of products and processes. So, these are all about why AI. Now, next is what is AI? The artificial intelligence or AI discipline took its birth at the Dartmouth Conference of 1956, organized by John McCarthy, one of the founding fathers of artificial intelligence, along with his colleagues volunteering Marvin Minsky and so on. So how do we define artificial intelligence? According to Minsky, AI is the science of making machines do things that what would require intelligence have done by men. In other words, it's the ability of the machine to mimic the cognitive functions associated with the humans, such as perceiving, listening, speaking, learning, thinking, problem solving, and planning. So, what makes AI popular today? Even though there is a couple of decades old concept, it increased data volumes, algorithms, and improvements in the computing power and storage has propelled the adoption and popularity of AI to solve the real world problems today. There are mainly two types of AI: narrow AI, or it's also called artificial narrow intelligence, and generative AI, also called as artificial general intelligence. Almost most of the progress made today in AI is in narrow AI, where AI is designed to perform narrow or specific tasks. For example, self driving cars that helps in automatic driving automatic board games, virtual assistant like Siri, which can help you with calling, scheduling meetings, etc. These systems, if you observe, have been able to process the data and complete a specific task at a significant higher pace than humans. This helps us with improving productivity, efficiency, and quality of life. The artificial intelligence, also called general AI or general intelligence, refers to the machines that can perform anything like humans. The artificial general intelligence is expected to be able to reason, solve problems, make judgments, under uncertainty, plan, learn, integrate, prior knowledge in the decision making, and be innovative, imaginative, and creative. So, in this section, let's look at the various aspects that makes up a AI. So, AI is made up of various tools and techniques like machine learning, vision speech, natural language processing, expert systems, robotics, and planning. Let's get started and discuss on each of these techniques. So, machine learning enables systems to learn the underlying patterns and translate it into learning models. Once these models are created, they can be used on a new data to make relevant predictions and take necessary action. For example, spam detection systems are fed up.
Aishwarya, sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt. If you can be
yeah,
a
yeah.
bit slow with the slides
Okay.
and the uh, text
Yeah,
explanation, please.
yeah, sure, sure. So we can take the example of spam detection systems are fed up with past emails as input and told which marked spam, where and which way. Then the system will machine learning model that aims to capture a general pattern to recognize the spam. Once the model is built, it can be used in real time to label new emails as spam or not spam and then take appropriate actions. We will deep dive into machine learning in the upcoming sessions also. So, here, after machine learning, you can see the computer vision. So, computer vision helps computers understand images and videos. The field deals with various techniques for acquiring, processing, analyzing, and understanding the image and video data. Popular subfields include event detection, video tracking, object recognition, etc. Typically, you will observe computer vision used in conjunction with the AI aspects like machine learning, robotics, etc. For example, a self driving car uses computer vision along with other sensors to perceive the objects in front of it. This input is then used by the machine learning system to comprehend the scene and take appropriate decisions like may go faster, slow down, etc. These actions are carried out by mechanical systems using robotics. Speech analytics, that is another, where it's the ability of the machine to process speech and convert into text. Speech also covers the ability to convert written information into speech. It simplifies the human interaction with the machines. Alexa City are a few examples. With natural language processing systems, attempt to understand language is used by humans to communicate. This field of study broadly in manipulation of natural language, both the text and the speech. NLP is typically considered as problem to completely achieve due to the variety of natural languages. Today, NLP techniques are used in many applications like question answering, news, categorization, chatbot, and voice assistants like Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, etc. An example of where you would have used NLP is Google Translate. So there what we are doing is the translate service allows you to speak or provide text in one language and automatically translate it to another. It offers translation up 200 different languages and accept different kinds of inputs like text speech, photos with text in a different language and handwriting. Then comes our robotics. Artificial intelligence brings intelligent behavior to the robot to be able to provide services to the humans in an unpredictable and changing environment such as homes, hospitals, workplace industries, and so on. So, this field deals with physical robots like the robots used in the industrial environment and also the software robots which are used to perform software robotic process automation, also called as RP. So it interacts with existing systems to perform automation and finally deals with the structuring the data. The future of is to use process unstructured data like images through AI techniques like NLP, text analytics, machine learning, and this new generation of RP is termed as cognitive RP or expert systems. So these are the systems that uses database of the bodies of knowledge in respect to field to make decisions or provide advice in areas like medical diagnosis. So, using a AI machine, you can give advices like expert lawyer or a doctor planning. It's all about set of decision making tasks performed by the machine to achieve a desired goal. So, examples can include part planning of a vacuum cleaner robot to clean the coverage area like living room, bedroom, etc. Now we'll look into the technical view of AI. As we discussed, there is a collection of different tools and techniques to make machines intelligent. Machine learning plays a major role in achieving AI where systems learn patterns from the given data and apply the learning for the new data. Machine learning includes supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning tools. Deep
Ashwarya,
learning,
before we get into the different types of machine
yeah,
learning models, there are few
yeah,
questions by the participants.
yeah,
Here, they are asking you to be a little slow and they want the slide to be explained in detail.
okay.
With and
Which
Here
one?
there's a
From
question
here?
as well. RPA plus AI is called as intelligent automation or hyper automation. There's one question.
It's intelligent automation.
Yeah. So these are all intelligent systems, and these are
Yeah,
the aspects of AI. If you can just be a little bit slow, uh,
okay.
it's okay if we extend a little bit as well.
That's what I thought. Like the time we started late, no, so I was little bit hurry. Okay,
And
we'll go
that's
slowly.
okay.
Yeah.
If we can extend 30 minutes, I guess the
Yeah.
participant should be okay with that. If you can be a
Okay.
little slow, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
just
here type.
summarize till whatever you have told so far. That will be
Yeah.
helpful.
Okay, fine. So first I told what is AI, then various examples, live examples wherever we have used AI so far. Then what is the use of AI? So the AI is used in new business lines, like it optimize the research and development. Then it can increase the resources, even improve ability to produce more goods, more services at a reduced cost with high quality. And even it can return, like it generate more returns in revenue in the business areas where it is used, and it can save lot of money, time, and resources. And in this competitive advantage, performance and quality is increased. So with AI, we can increase the efficiency and productivity, process improvements, even we can reduce the cost and productivity. So ability to work 24 bar 7 without taking it, because normal human beings we need break, but machines it can work with 24 bar 7 without breaks, even personalized communication at scale, faster process completion, reduced human errors. So all these are different advantages of using AI. Hope you understood the concept why we are using AI. Yeah. So this is a definition of AI. So AI is the science of making machine. We are training the machines, or we are making the machine to do the things that would require intelligence. So humans are intelligent people, but we want the machines to make or think like what human brains are thinking. So artificial intelligence, that means it's not original, but we are making something artificially which can work like a human being. How intelligent the human is, like that the machine also should be intelligent. So that is artificial intelligence. Hope the definition is okay for you. Yeah. So we have various types of AI. So mainly two types. That is narrow AI. Narrow AI means there will be a specific things, specific task. For example, Siri. When you take your phone and you just tell you call a certain person. So there is a specific task we are giving. So it should be finished within very small duration or short duration of time. So that is narrow intelligence. So such categories comes Siri, Google Assistant, self-driving cars and all. Now we have the main thing, that is general intelligence, which have more. That means we more task has to be done artificially. So machines that exhibit human intelligence and also perform any task that humans can do. In case of Siri, only whatever we are giving that only will be done. So that is narrow intelligence. General intelligence means more, or like human, based on the situation it can change, it can act according to the situations. So aspects of AI, we have to plan. Then AI can speech. That means in case of speech, we are using AI, like converting speech to text, text to speech. Then in case of NLP, for text generation, question answering, content extraction, classification, machine translation. So all those things we are using AI. Then in case of robotics, as I explained, then in expert systems to give a good review or guidelines, we are using AI. Then in machine learning, and when we are coming to machine learning, again there are subdivisions like deep learning, supervised, unsupervised, etc. Then computer vision for image recognition from lot of images. If we want to take only few, so machine vision, all those things are coming. So everything, the base is artificial intelligence, but different areas we are using. Hope you understood the concept of artificial intelligence. Okay, thank you. Now here, when we go with AI, you can see machine learning. It's like a big class. Inside the class, there are supervised. That means we categorized into supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. So it's like in mathematics we learned is a union. Then inside that one, there will be subclasses without any interaction. So supervised is one group, unsupervised is another group, reinforcement is other group, and everything a universal thing, that is machine learning. And along with the machine learning, there are some other concepts: computer vision, speech, NLP, robotics, planning, and all the complete or the universally it is everything is coming from the base, that is artificial intelligence. Now, when we are taking machine learning, supervised learning is a form of machine learning. Again, we are going in depth, more learning or making more understanding about more algorithms, implementing more algorithms for our application. Then that part is known as deep learning. So I will explain in detail after that. So till here, is it understandable?
Thanks,
Yeah.
Aishwarya.
Yeah.
Participants, not to worry. All of these slides and the explanation is there in Infosys Springboard link. I'll share the link post the completion of the session. Please make a note of the terms and terminologies that we use here so that you can link your learnings to the terms that has been used here. Yeah, continue, Aishwarya.
Yeah. Yeah. So, first, from AI, I told you many parts are there, many aspects are there. So, first, we are going for machine learning. So, machine learning means just machine is learning, or it is about the prediction. That means they are how does a machine make prediction? All those things will be learned in this topic. So, what is machine learning? It is the most popular AI technique today, and it deals with predictive analysis. That means we will predict something, and based on the prediction, we'll do the task or will take the decision. For example, machine learning can predict if an aircraft engine component will function normally or if it will fail in the next 200 hours based on the performance data obtained from the sensors of the aircraft engine. So when the aircraft engine mission taking, we are taking some data from the aircraft engine machine. So using some prediction or from the data, we will predict whether it will function successfully or it will fail within 200 hours. So that is predictive analysis. We will predict whether it is success or not. So we will make the machine to predict such things. That is known as machine learning. So it learns patterns from the past data. So we will take the aircraft engine mission data, means already the data is recorded there. It is a past data, and we will make a model, and this model is used to make prediction for the future data or the new data. So learning can help predict the chances in case of patients who is admitted, whether he will survive or whether he needs one medical test. So like that, everything will be predicted by these machines. Another example you can consider is like a family photograph. The machine can identify the people in the photograph. So, based on some features like ancestral features and all, they will identify whether that is the next generation or not. So, all the past data we will be feeding inside the machine, and the machine will learn to predict the new data or the future data. So another, if you are giving an audio file of a famous speaker or like a national leader or any celebrity, even the machines are now predicting who is that celebrity or the national leader by detecting the pattern. So machine learning can provide equivalent text transcript. So in the sense, if you are giving a text in one language, machine learning can translate it to another language. That means if you are giving to your in your native language, then the machine itself can translate. You know, like Google Translator, everything is there. So it will translate into whichever. If you want to translate it to English, it can translate, or if from the English to your mother tongue, it can translate. So all these are happening because of this machine learning or even AI. So, how does machine make predictions? So machine learning algorithms are fed with a very large data or data sets. So lot of data it we will be, because to train the machines we need data. Whenever we are getting some inputs only we can give the output. So likewise to train them we will feed them with large amount of data sets. And there are some algorithms. So already the machine will have the some intelligent thing. Intelligent thing means some algorithms will be already there. So this algorithm detect the patterns in the data and automatically learn without being explicitly programmed to create a learning model. So this learning model is then used to make predictions for any new data. The algorithm also adapt in response to new data. That means if there are any change in the flow of the data, that also will be detected by this algorithm and improve their efficiency over time. That means more prediction they are doing with similar data, obviously they will have more efficiency in the future. So the choice of machine learning algorithm depends on the type of the problem and the type of the data we have. So far we learned what is AI. Now in the AI there are various concepts. One is machine learning. So in the machine learning we are making the machines to learn like something and do some task. So how we can make them to learn? We will give some data. Data means some input, and there should be some processing. Even in the computer, when we are giving some input, it will process and give you the output. Likewise, some processor should be there. That is the algorithm. So it will take the data set as input, process, or it will do the predictions or whatever using the algorithm, then will give the proper output. Hope you understood the concept or very what simple definition of machine learning. What is machine learning? Yeah. So the choice of machine learning algorithm actually depend on the what type of problem you are going to do. So we'll see most popular and commonly used form of machine learning. So the in the previous slide I told you there are various machine learning techniques: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. And supervised learning is the most popular and commonly used algorithm of machine learning. So here it learns the mapping of, I told you there will be some input and it algorithm, the supervised learning algorithm will do some processing and will give the output. So here the learns the mapping of input variable to output variable, or in other words you can tell like it is taking some input variables, predict the output variable. So you can see here a couple of examples. So the first one, house details. So we are feeding the machine by giving the details of the house, how many square feet it is, how many bedrooms are there, location where. So everything we are giving as input. Now the machine should tell us what is the price of the house. So input variable we will be giving and machine will give us the output variable. So the first example you can see the location is in X, predict the price which is in Y. Now the next is the second example you can see like we are giving an email which is an input X. So the machine should predict if the mail is spam or not spam. Okay. Now the third example is the medical brain scan image of a patient is fed or given to a machine. Now the taking the data set or taking the data from this image, we are giving medical brain scan image of patient. So the machine should tell us whether the patient is having brain hemorrhage or not. Now another example is we are giving voice command to virtual assistant. We can't type, we are just giving voice. So the machine should recognize what type of text it is. Now, another is image of a person is given. So, recognizing the features like eyes, nose, and all, the machine should be able to tag the person. That means there will be lot of images. So, the machine detecting the features, it should be able to tag. So all these are the examples of supervised learning algorithm. So algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to get some task. So here we are giving input variables to the machine, and using supervised learning algorithm, the machine is giving us output variable y or some output. Hope you understood the supervised learning. Yeah. Now, we have two types of, even one more example I will tell you, like predicting the resale value of a used car. Okay, so the data set, you can see the data set will be like this. Data set means the set of data having all the details. So brand of the car is there, car model is given, car registration year is given, how many miles it is already driven, then price. So taking all these things, the machine should tell the price. So all brand, car model, car registration year, miles driven, all are input variables, whereas the machine will take or we will feed all these input variables into the machine. Using the supervised learning algorithm, the machine should tell us what's the output or what's the price of the car. So if you are taking Honda, then car model is City 2012, 15,000 kilometer already driven. We are giving the data because already all this the machine knows to predict the values. So when we are giving a new value, the new output variable y or the new price should be predicted by the machine. So this is the form of supervised learning algorithm, or how the supervised learning algorithm will work. Hope it is clear. Yeah. So again, you can see the supervised learning algorithm has classified into two types or two techniques that they are using in supervised learning algorithm. One is classification technique and another is regression techniques. So classification will be like predicting the discrete values, whereas regression will predict the continuous numeric values. For example, if discrete values, mail is spam or not. So spam, is it spam? Yes or no. So that is discrete, either yes or no. So it will classify the given thing into yes part or no part, or spam or not spam. Then another example is shipment of goods delayed or not. So uh, again it is discrete. Then properties high valued, mid valued or low valued. So three discrete values are there: high, mid, low. So it will classify. Now, another is regression, which will predict the continuous numeric values. So, here predict the estimated delivery time for a pizza order. If you are ordering a pizza, so the pizza delivery time, at what time it will deliver. So, it is not discrete, it is a continuous value, or it is some what we can't classify. So such things we will do regression, or the algorithm will do in a regression manner. Then selling price of a house in California or anywhere, like this price will be it can vary. It's not a fixed price. Sometimes negotiation can happen, so it can vary. Even the credit limit of a new credit card applicant, then wind direction by for efficient power production by wind turbines. So all these are like, so from a few numerical values, we can't tell like always it will be a fixed number. So it can vary from some value continuously. So that is classified under regression, or otherwise if it is a fixed value, yes or no, true or false. So like that it is known as classification. Hope you understood types of supervised learning. Okay. So, classification, just I will tell you in brief. So, here classification deals with predicting discrete values. So, we are taking an example of a loan. The bank is deciding whether to sanction or not sanction for a customer. So, when you're taking, we will feed the machine with some inputs, that is the amount of the loan, the age of the person, and output will be whether to sanction or not. So the supervised learning algorithm, the algorithm itself will make a plot or a map, or you can say as a graph, in which it will decide based on the amount and the age, it will decide whether to sanction the loan or not sanction the loan. That means for lower age and all, usually the bank policy is like long term loan, everything will be sanctioned easily. When the age is high, the chances are that means easily it won't be sanctioning. So the same thing we will the algorithm will plot in the graph and will predict whether to sanction or non-sanction. So here classification is done in two things: yes or sanctioned and not sanctioned. So this is the example of classification type of supervised learning. Understood? Now, we have popular or so many supervised learning algorithms. One is support vector machine, then decision trees, K nearest neighbors, logistic regression, and all. So, SVM is another popular algorithm which is used in separation technique. Then decision trees in tree based technique. So this I will tell in detail. Then K nearest neighbors, K or otherwise known as KNN. It is similarity based technique and logistic regression in probability based techniques. So here we can see the first one, that is support vector mission or SVM. So here the same thing, loan amount, age is sanctioned. So support vector machine or SVM is exactly like the supervised learning. So here in the graph, you can see the data is plotted as a point in n-dimensional space where n is a number of features. So in our example, the data is plotted in two-dimensional space as we have two features. The features are sanctioned or not sanctioned. Now, the red point represents the loan, not sanctioned, and the green points represent loan sanction. So it can be multiple. That means many are there. Classify as possible between these two classes, and SVM will help in determining the optimum line or the hyperplane that differentiate the two classes. So you can see the dotted line and the blue line. So more chances in which is having more chances, that will be given with the blue line. So SVM is one method of or one type of this one, what, supervised learning. Hope you understood this. There are various classification. We'll go in brief. Then next one is decision trees. So decision tree is used to solve both the classification and regression problems. So decision tree represent the data in the form of a tree. You can see it here in a tree structure. It will represent the data, and there will be nodes, and there, you can see the leaf node. So the data values are split into branches at every decision nodes until a final decision output is received. So amount is the root node. Amount, whether the person is asking for small amount or large amount. So a classification is done. Then age, whether the person is old, young, so again classified like that. It will construct a tree, then it will do the prediction, that is done in the decision tree. Then we have nearest neighbor or KNN. So this is another supervised learning algorithm which is used to solve both the classification and regression problems. However, it is mostly used in classification technique. So this algorithm determined the class level of a new data point by comparing it with the existing data points that are very close. So k nearest means there will be a point, we will mark it as k, and whichever is very near, then the like that. So near points it will be grouped together. So while predicting, it will be very easy to predict in a group or not. Then another is logistic regression. So decision tree and KNN. Yeah. So decision tree, there will be, it will be like a tree format. There will be a root node and a leaf node. So you can handle both categorical as well as numerical features as input variables. So here you can see that data contain two classes, sanction loan or not. And we have the input variable age, loan amount and all. Now, based on the data, it is greater than or equal to 45 is reduced as old and age. So less than 45 is young, like that. So similarly for the input variable loan amount greater than $90,000 and all, so less than 90,000, like that. So here the amount is taken as the root node. You can see the root node or the main node. And for every value of the amount variable, the trees branches out. So we have intermediate leaf nodes represent other input variables like age, and the branching continues based on the number of values. Now the leaf node represent the predicted outcome, which is loan sanction or not. So we will take the main thing from this. So here amount is the main agenda. Then after taking the amount, we will check their age. So amount we will keep it as the root, and then we will start constructing the tree. That means the leaf. Leaf will be the next input variable. Now from the leaf again we will classify and will decide. Actually the machines will classify and they will decide to give the loan or not. So that is decision trees. Hope you understood decision trees. Yeah. So we will feed the machine or with the variable like loan amount, age. So only amount and age we have to give. So it will take the most important thing, make it as root, then it will, the machine only it will construct the nodes, leaf node. Then after that the final output we will get it as yes or no, or loan sanctioned or not. So the same example actually we are taking for all these models like loan sanctioning or not, for SVM, decision tree, k nearest, and logistic regression. So decision tree is this one, and k nearest means again it is determine the class level of a new data point by comparing it with the existing data points that are close to it. So it compares a new data point with the closest data point to make the prediction. So it will just look what is what type of data is the neighbor. Then when they, if the see here you can see if this line is sorry, if we are taking 8,000, that one as the green as the k, the next neighbor is 10,000. When we compare with 4,500, the nearest neighbor is 10,000. So based on the next neighbor, the complete class will be given the loan, like they can, like above the age is less, loan amount is like that, they can predict. So let's take another example. Like here, to understand the algorithm, I will tell one more example. The red point represents the loan not sanctioned, and the green point represents loan sanctioned. So when we take the value, we will assume, actually the k value is just assuming a particular value. And for a new customer of age 45 and the loan amount like 30,000, it determines to read the point as neighbors when compared to the other one. So like that, just reading the neighbors, it will predict how others are, and the machine will predict whether to give it or not. So that is the concept, k nearest neighbors. You understood? Yeah. The next one is logistic regression. So here this is a classification technique. Even though the regression we already learned before, but this is logistic regression, but it is a classification technique, and it is used to predict the probability of occurrence of the event, and the predicted value, it will be like always between 0 and 1. So you can see. So I'm not going in detail. This is just which all types of algorithms are there in supervised learning, which is a part of machine learning. Now, classification, I told you, it is for discrete values, yes or no, true or false, like that. Next is regression, to predict continuous numeric values. So in supervised learning algorithm, this is another type, regression. And here you can just relate to the this one, this predict the loan that will be sanctioned
Aishwarya,
based on,
sorry
yeah,
to
yeah,
interrupt again.
yeah, yeah,
If you can just summarize the classification techniques, the different algorithms under classification
yeah, yeah,
in
that's
under
right.
supervised learning.
Yeah.
Just
So,
summarize it once more so that we
okay.
can take up next regression.
Yeah. So machine learning,
Learners, one more thing. This can be overwhelming at the first when you are learning for the first time, but all of these are explained in detail in the course link as well. Not to worry. So if you listen to the course link once again, you will be able to get the hold of the concept. Yes, Aishwarya, please.
yeah. So we already learned like machine learning. We have many subclasses inside that one. So many subclasses are there. So first one is supervised learning, and in the supervised learning, we are going here different categories. That means supervised learning itself is classified into two. One is classification and another is regression. For classification, we have to take few algorithms. So these are the algorithms. Actually, these decision trees and all are used both for classification and regression. Hope you are understanding the concept. Supervised learning is there, which is part of machine learning. So in that one, two types of algorithm will work in two ways. One is it will classify, or otherwise it will do regression. So while doing that one, it needs some methods. So these are the methods. Either it can go for support vector machine. So support vector machine is, it will just separate the technique. So here you can see the borderline, and it will separate it like whether to give or not. Then another is decision trees, in which it is a tree based technique. So it will classify and it is applicable in both the classification and regression models. So it will build a tree, and finally it will give the answer whether to sanction the loan or not. The third one is K nearest neighbors, and it is similarity based technique. When the neighbors are very near neighbors are like majority are there, it will give that answer like that. Then logistic regression, or it is probability based technique. There will be a formula and there will be a graph which will count from 0 to 1. So inside that one, it will do the algorithm predicting. So you understood supervised learning algorithms? Yeah. So regression, as I told you, it is only for this one. When the time period, like continuous periods are there, we will go for regression. Now the next one is unsupervised learning. So all this time we learned what is supervised learning. That means we are giving the data properly. We are feeding the data to the computer or the machine, and there is some algorithm which will give you the output. Now, in case of unsupervised learning, this is also part of machine learning. Which one? Regression you want? Yeah. So regression, it's the same. Like here you can see loan amount is there, age is there. So here when you are learning, like predicting the continuous numeric values. So here you can predict what is our aim, just to predict the loan amount sanctioned or not. So here there will be amount, and there is a linear line which will say whether it can that. So here you can see like there is no point, like it is classified no or yes. So what is the amount to be given that will be predicted? That is regression. Sanction or not sanction, we are classifying into two parts. That is classification. Now here in case of regression, we will tell from which amount to which amount we can give. That is regression. Hope you understood the difference. So here there will be always a formula. In case of regression, we will use some formula, that is simple linear equation. So here the y is it will is the loan amount that is to be predicted, and m. So this is the mathematical formula that we will apply to this algorithm. We will make the machine learn the algorithm, this formula, and it will do the calculation, and it will give you the answer whether to give what amount to be given, or like that. So is it okay for you, like regression concept? Yeah. So the next one is unsupervised learning. So supervised is finished, and next we will go for unsupervised learning. And here we will train the algorithm with unlabeled data. That means we don't know. Okay, before and all we know, like loan amount, age. We know the data, what amount is there, what age is the customer. So we know the data. Those data are known as labeled data. That data is having a label, or there is a some meaningful thing. So that type of data, if we are feeding to the machine, we will call it as supervised machine learning. Here, unsupervised means we don't know what type of data. So it is unlabeled. So we do not define explicitly the output variable. If we are not giving proper data, we can't get the proper output also. So that means we will assume something, or whatever we are getting we will feed, and we will tell the pattern to give some outputs. Some output means which may not be accurate, but we need a brief idea or a small idea of what type of output can occur. That is known as unsupervised learning. So in the diagram only you can see many customers are there, or many customers are purchasing. So we will tell the computer or the machine, lot of customers are there. Just tell, or just suggest a pattern, or just suggest a group in what type of customers it will be, whether it is age customer or whether it is youth customer, young age, like that they can predict. That type of learning is known as unsupervised learning. So the algorithm will group. It won't give individual answer. It will group the input data based on the patterns, similarities, and differences. So hope you understood the difference between supervised learning algorithm and unsupervised learning algorithm, which is part of machine learning. Then next is AI, putting the concepts together. So machine learning process. So in the data, we have historical data, that means past data. So historical data from various sources are cleaned. Why we are cleaning? Because some of the data will contain duplications. Am I audible? Uh, Prithvi, am I audible?
Yes, Aishwarya, yes.
Yeah, yeah, because someone I saw like muted. Yeah. So here historical data we have to clean means sometimes same value will be appearing more than once, so some noise will be there. If you are taking some data, some noise will be there, so everything we have to clean, then only the data can be given to the machine to make it predicted. So data from various sources are cleaned and subjected to feature engineering where significant features are selected. So here you can see we have intelligence system. So data from various sources we will clean and we will give to the machine. So there is a, concept like feature engineering. It will take the data and it will train the data using some algorithm, so that is machine learning algorithm, and it will, after that one, it will give to a model, so the model will predict or model will do the validation as well as it will test the data, and it will give some result as action. So once the result is given, the engineered data is divided into two sets, trained data and test data. So machine learning models are built using trained data and this will be validating using the test data. After this validated, it is used for prediction. So what is the action? The prediction is the action. Now again, the new data will be given. So once the model is trained, it can give again new results. So this is the initial step. We will feed the machine a new model or a new machine with a new data. We will test whether it is validate or not. Once the model start thinking intelligently and it is predicting or giving some result, then we can make sure like our machine has learned something, so we will start giving new datas. Now, AI is used in business purposes. So, there are a lot of business applications. So, AI trends in business and market potential you can see. So, here it has, because of AI, it has up by the 13 trillion US dollars by the year 2030, this company, and PwC's research and our global GDP could be up to 14% higher in 2030 with an additional dollar 15.7 trillion. And we have various business domains with artificial intelligence. Now it is a very trending thing. We have various application in retail industry, healthcare industry, banking, manufacturing, and energy industries. So these are all about introduction to AI. Then I think Prithvi, you will continue with NLP, right?
Yeah, before we
Yeah.
take up the NLP concepts, I
Yeah.
think let's just summarize as to what we have understood so far in a
Okay.
layman's language, and also we'll try to address the questions that has been asked here on the
Yeah.
chat box, Aishwarya.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so one participant asked, what is the general difference between supervised and unsupervised learning?
Yeah.
So
So
what I
supervise.
understand is
Yeah.
the algorithm is written by a programmer, and how we can call it as supervised or unsupervised learning.
Yeah, supervised means always we will give labeled data. That means we know what we are giving. For example, I told you like loan amount. Amount is a label. Then age of the customer is a label. So there is something meaningful what we are going to give. And the machine, it will take that label data and it will give the output. So that is supervised learning. Unsupervised learning means we are giving what like 20,000 customers are using. So what type of customer, what whether which category, nothing is there. So it's not meaningful. So such things are known as what unlabeled data. So unlabeled data will be taken by unsupervised mission algorithm and it will predict. Hope
So,
it is
so,
clear.
so, for example, if I understand correct, there are students in a class who are
Yeah,
trained by the instructor. So they
yeah.
belong to the supervised learning category, correct?
but when the class is known to us, like which
Yes.
section, which, yeah,
Yes, which so the in supervised learning, the set of students will be labeled,
yeah, yeah,
saying that
labeled.
they are from this
Yeah,
particular discipline
yeah, yeah,
or not.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Whereas in unsupervised learning, we do not have the data that is being labeled.
yeah, no, correct.
Okay. I hope it is clear to you. There's one more question here. What is reinforcement learning?
Yeah, reinforcement means actually it is part of the machine learning in which after getting the output, again we will put from the output where feedback is taken and it will be given back. So it is like putting inside. So taking the feedback and again feeding the machine. So, but it is very less used. So we didn't go in detail reinforcement learning. Normally, supervised learning is used so far. Unsupervised and reinforcement learning, very less it is applicable.
Okay, for example, if you take a self-driving car,
Yeah.
if the car goes in the right path, then there is a reward. If the suppose
Yeah.
the car does not go on a right path, then there is a penalty.
Okay.
So that's correct, right? That's
Yeah.
nothing but supervised
Yeah.
in
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
reinforcement learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Because we
there
are
is a
taking the
penalty or
output.
there is a reward for it.
Yeah.
I hope that concept is clear. So, the algorithm is not explicitly told what a kind of task to be performed here in case of reinforcement learning.
Reinforcement. Yeah.
Okay. The other question is what is feature engineering?
Feature engineering means we will take the data and after cleaning the data in a proper way, in an engineered way, we will give it to intelligent system. Like while feeding the machine, the data should be perfect, right? So featured engineering is a method in which by taking the data and will clean data will be given to the given properly to the machines.
Okay. So basically, the if the data is has certain features, it is able to give the attributes or the features of
Yeah,
that particular data.
yeah, yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
nothing but
correct.
feature engineering.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
correct.
I'm just trying to, as a learner myself, I'm trying to understand so that
Yeah.
the participants are also able to go with the flow. Do we
Okay.
use reinforcement learning in robotics?
Uh, Now it is, but very less usage is there. Very less, actually. We can use because from the feedback again it is coming, but robotics again it is a vast what area. Now we have taken machine learning in detail like that. Another area is robotics, but part by part all these small things are coming. We can't tell like completely it is a particular algorithm because sensors are coming, then intelligence are there. That is little bit different.
There are a lot of questions, Aishwarya, here actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll just go with the flow one by one.
yeah.
Please, participants, stay tuned. I know it's already 12:31, but let's understand the basic concepts more clearly, because going forward we'll have to deal with more technical aspects like deep learning and things like that. So it's better to understand the basics and the foundation. So here, one of the participants asked, "What does cleaned data mean or a cleansed data mean?"
Clean data means the data without any noise, like any other. If duplications are there, some of the data there will be errors, or even some data will be missing. So if you in a database, like in a, for example, you can take the Excel sheet. In Excel sheet, sometimes we forget to enter an item, enter a value. So that field will be blank. So if you are giving that one, it is very difficult to recognize the to the machine. So clean data means we will delete all those things, and wherever what noises are there, or even some it's duplications are there, everything will be cleaned and given.
Okay. The generative AI is a different concept altogether here, participants. We'll come to that later. We'll just discuss pertaining to what has been learned today. How to treat an imbalanced data. About the
Imbalance in the sense?
biases and the variance. I think this comes in the deep learning concepts,
Yeah, yeah,
if I'm correct. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
Rashmi, I think take this up in the next session, which is on deep learning. Okay, the next participant asks, in ML, algorithms are written in which programming language?
We can use any Python or even any other program. That depends the algorithms. Python programming is now mostly used because Python is very easy. So machine learning using Python are widely used.
Okay, what is give an example for a general AI and a narrow AI?
That's what I told you. Like narrow AI, it's a font Siri. So when you ask something, then only that answer will be given. That is narrow AI.
Specific to the question, right?
Yeah, specific to the question. Yeah.
Yeah, general AI is
General
more
means it
like,
will more things it will do like a human this one intelligence according to the situation it can give different answers.
for example, the self-driving cars. I think that comes under
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
general AI. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, what do you mean by extracting useful data?
Extracting useful data means it is part of like cleaning.
Okay,
Uh, yeah,
I think the participant has answered that question, I guess.
yeah.
Okay. How to know which algorithm to use? That
It
depends
depends
on the
on the
data, right?
situation. Yeah, data set.
Yeah, whether it is labeled or unlabeled
Labeled
or
or unlabeled. Yeah.
yeah.
Classify.
How to
That's what
identify the
classification.
algorithm based on the problem? Again, the same kind of question. Okay. In supervised learning slide mentioned about medical brain scan image feed. How is it different from unsupervised?
Because label data it will be more predictable, but when it is for a group of people we are not getting if you are doing for a single patient the patient record will be label data, but if it is for large group and all with different diseases it can differ.
Okay. I'm not taking this question right now because we are still in the initial stages. Somebody asked what is the difference between AI and generative AI. I think on understanding both the concepts, we can have the
Yeah.
differentiation, I believe. Okay. So another question, what's a quick way to identify a differentiator between various algorithms? For example, SVM versus decision tree or KNN versus logistic regression.
That when like complexity of the application.
Okay, what information that we have on the data, based on that, I think we can
Yeah,
decide whether to go with SVM or decision tree or KNN.
yeah.
Okay. Uh, there are many questions here. I'm just going. Do we have any algorithms for unsupervised learning also? Yeah, I think Ashwarya explained about clustering and
No, not explained, but by that time, just I gave the this one brief thing, not in
yeah,
detail.
there are two
Anyway, it
types,
is
right?
coming.
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Clustering.
it's called clustering and association,
Yeah,
if
clustering
I'm
and
correct.
association.
Yeah. So it's something like if you are given a little bit of shapes. For example, you don't term it as it is a circle or a rectangle or a triangle. With you give different shapes and different colors. So it is up to the algorithm that it is going to cluster it or it is going to associate it with the color or with the shape. If am I correct with this understanding,
Yeah, yeah,
Aishwarya?
yeah, yeah. Correct
I
only.
hope you got that participant, whoever has asked that question. So, algorithms and unsupervised is clustering and association.
Yeah.
Uh, AI as a concept is amazing, but working with vectors at core mathematical concepts are challenging. Can we still work on AI? I think this
We
is
have to
more into
learn the
technical
algorithm. Yeah.
technical one. I think we'll keep this question aside and we'll come back to this answer later, Swati. There's one more question. Algorithms will be in languages like Python, Java, etc. Anything in
Yeah.
specific?
Python, most algorithms are in Python, and there are various libraries in Python to support that. So
Okay.
most it says in Python.
Okay. What is K nearest neighbor like?
It's a class. This one, what supervised learning algorithm, like decision tree and all. So there will be a point like K in the graph. It will plot. The algorithm itself will plot a graph. They will assume a point K and just search which are the nearest points. So how, according to that, in that region, it will predict the data.
Okay, there is another question. Can you provide coding example to get a practical knowledge of algorithm which is used in ML? I can get this question. Sweetie, I think we'll come back to this answer. As of now, I don't have the answer. We'll get back to this question in the next session. Um, Yeah, these slides are available, and this explanation of the different types of algorithms, whether it is supervised, unsupervised, or reinforcement learning, and the different types of algorithms are present in the link. I'll share the link. Before moving on to the link, there is one more concept that you had to. I think that's it for now, Aishwarya. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
clearing the doubts of the participants. In case after going through the uh, course concept, still you do have any doubts, please write down your questions in the notebook. In the next session, we'll be able to take it up. If we are not able to answer it, we'll definitely come back with. I have made a note of the questions that is posted on the chat box, so we'll definitely come back with the answers referring to our seniors here within the platforms. So quickly going on to the next concept, which is nothing but NLP, that is natural language processing. That's one of the aspect of AI. Correct me if I'm wrong, Aishwarya here.
Yeah, yeah, it's correct.
Yeah, so here we have used this voice operated GPS systems, digital assistants, speech to text dictation softwares, or be it customer service chatbots or any other consumer convenience. So all these will come under natural language processing. So how it is, so it is one of the branch of computer science, more specifically a branch of AI that is concerned with giving the computer the ability to understand the text or the spoken words in the same as the human beings can understand. So I'm sure all of us have dealt with this in our day-to-day life. If you do not want to type, or if you don't know how to type, we'll just switch on the mic and we'll read it out, and the machine is able to pick it up. So similarly, I think most of us have used Amazon's Alexa or Apple Siri, that also uses NLP, and the most sophisticated ones like the Chat GPT-3, which gives you in and out. It can give you a document itself, or even Google uses NLP to improve its search engines, or be it social medias like Facebook or Google. So it can even understand the sentiment or the emotion of a person by the feedback or by the reviews that the application gets. So it's all done by NLP, that is natural language processing. So NLP can be divided into two subfields. One is the natural language understanding, that focuses on the intent behind the text, or what that analyzes the text or the spoken language, and then how it interprets. So there is analysis and there is synthesis. That is discovering what has been what is the input, and then also generating the output. That is natural language generation. So NLP is divided into two subfields. One is natural language understanding, and other one is natural language generation. And how it focuses on the spoken language or the written language. But there are certain limitations. There are certain challenges when it comes to NLP. The course talks about the challenges in the NLP as well. As of now, a lot of regional language has not been discovered. Am I correct with this, Aishwarya? It's more with respect to English language itself, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and there are a lot of challenges when it comes to a particular language. It can be phonetical or a phonological level challenges, wherein it talks about the sound or the speech related entity. Then it talks about the lexical level, what kind of vocabulary that you use, because there are the meaning of the word that has been written or that has been told also matters a lot. Then it talks about the morphological level of challenges also, like understanding the structure of the words, how it is being put within a language. Then there is syntactic level of challenges also. That is the grammatical arrangement of the words in the sentence. Then moving on, there is a semantic level of challenges as well. Whether it is you are denoting the meaning or you are connoting the meaning, there is emotion between the behind the sentence or the words that we use. And there is and another thing is there is anaphoric level of ambiguity also. I'll just share my screen and show you the examples here. I know the screen is not shared. I just wanted to go with the flow. I'll just share my screen. 1 second. Is the screen visible to all of you? This is actually introduction to AI is a 6-hour course, and then NLP is of 3-hour course. Within 90 minutes, it's impossible to understand everything completely. So as I give you the link, please go through it, and if there are any questions, you can always come back to us. So NLP is nothing but it helps us analyze and synthesize the natural language and speech. So when I say analyze, it is nothing but you are discovering it, and then when you are synthesizing, you are whatever you have discovered, you're combining it and trying to understand the meaning of it. And we have come a long way from the Morse code that we used to use in World War II till now, and this is a cutting edge business solution right now. And as I told you, it is there are a lot of challenges in NLP. There are a lot of ambiguities when you consider a particular language. So it can be a lexical ambiguity that deals with vocabulary. It can be a syntactic or semantic kind of ambiguity, or it can be anaphoric or pragmatic. There are beautiful examples that has been given in the course material here. So here you're talking about lexical ambiguity. The word lexical means nothing but the usage of the vocabulary or the words here. So here you can see John bagged 2 silver medals. And the next example is Mary made a silver speech. And the next sentence here is Roger's worries had silvered his hair. So the word silver is being used in, and it is giving a different meaning in each of the sentences. So it becomes difficult for a machine to understand and to give an output for the particular a sentence that we type in or we speak. So this is one of the ambiguity that comes into picture. Then moving on to syntactic ambiguity. So here it talks about the whether it is the whether the where is the adjective being used. So what if for example, old man and woman were taken to a safe location. So here this old is referring to a man or is it referring to a woman? So this sentence has a syntactic ambiguity when it comes to the parts of speech that has been used here. Similarly, moving on to semantic ambiguity, it refers to, for example, Alice loves her mother, and so does Jacob. So ambiguity here is we may not know if Jacob loves his mother or Jacob loves Alice's mother. So the grammatical structuring of a sentence, the words that is being put in the sentence also matters a lot. Moving on to anaphoric ambiguity. So here I'm just going quickly because all of these examples are there in the course wherein you can listen to it, read it, and you can understand it much better. This is nothing but anaphoric ambiguity. It talks about the usage of the pronouns here. So there is one example here. The horse ran up the hill. It was very steep. It soon got tired. So, what was very steep here? Is it the hill that is referring to in the part of it, or it got soon tired? Who got soon tired? Is that it referring to a horse or not? So it also depends on the context that you are talking about. So interpretation of a sentence, knowing the knowledge of the context or the situation is also very important. And it is difficult for a machine to predict all of this. I'm sure most of you have tried speaking in a different accent to a machine or a device. Sometimes it might recognize, or sometimes it might say, I didn't understand what you said, right? So it all depends on the pronunciation, the words, the sentences, and the way we speak. We humans itself sometimes during communication there is a lot of miscommunication. We do not try to understand. Similarly, if you are talking to a machine or a device, so you can imagine what kind of challenges or what kind of problems may appear. So another thing is the pragmatic ambiguity. So here, when you say pragmatic ambiguity, are you talking in terms of a sentence? Are you talking in terms of a context? Are you talking in terms of a paragraph, or are you talking in terms of a conversation? So it all depends on that how you understand the conversation. So these are nothing but the challenges that you find in the course material. You also have details on the homophones or the homonyms that we have learned in school. So here there is one very nice example here. Wreck a nice beach. So here, wreck a nice beach or recognize speech. So it the machine is not able to understand what the word exactly is. Youth in Asia, so it can be euthanasia. So it can, the way you tell it to a machine, the machine will understand it in such a way. So this is one of the challenges when it comes to homophones or homonyms. For example, we can say bat can be a toy to play also, and it can be an animal too. So when you say bat to a device, it will not recognize which bat are you referring to. So that's a similar example that you can give. Or you can say a bear, when you're talking about bear. So are you talking about a barefoot, or are you talking about an animal bear? So it all depends on the homonyms and the homophones too. When it comes to challenges. Then the course also talks about the NLP pipeline, wherein how the device is able to recognize the speech or the text, and how it is able to tokenize itself. That means to break the sentence or the words that is being told, how it is able to recognize the parts of the speech, how is it able to recognize the whether it is a noun or an adjective or a verb, and how is it able to recognize the name in the name entity within the sentence that we have told or texted. And then it is able to remove the unwanted links or the punctuations. It's called stop word removal, and how it is able to connect with different words in the sentence and get a meaning out of it. So that is one of the challenges that the machine faces here. So here there is machine translation happens. The first one is called as tokenization. Tokenization is nothing but the sentences are split up so that the device is able to recognize the words within the sentence. So here you have a sentence here: hope smiles from the threshold of a year to come, whispering it will be happier. So here you can see tokenization means the sentence is being split up. So hope smiles from the threshold of the year to come, whispering it will be happier. So it will recognize whatever has to be recognized and leave out the rest and will give you the output. Similarly, here you have parts of speech recognition and the name entity identification. Here, one example is given. He went to New Jersey. Here, New Jersey is nothing but a place. So it is talking to you about a noun here, and he wore a New Jersey. So here in this sentence, in the second sentence, New Jersey is nothing but a thing here, which is also a noun. So here it is talking about a shirt. So how the the device is able to recognize the parts of the speech also comes into consideration. So this is nothing but the same thing. That is the syntactic parsing, which is nothing but the sentences is being recognized whether this is a subject, this is a verb, this is a noun, or if there are any other parts of speech and what is it referring to. I know I'm going a little bit fast here, but this is how it happens. So first there is tokenization happening, and then there is parts of speech recognition, name entity recognition, and removal of stop words. If there are unwanted words or punctuations in it, it happens. And it is also able to, NLP is also able to, sentiment analysis is also able to be done by NLP. That means by the reviews that you read or by the feedback that you give, it can tell whether it is a positive feedback or it's a negative feedback, or by the review you can tell whether it is positive or whether it is good or whether it is bad, whether it is positive or negative. So here there is one example given in the course material. The shipping was quick, the colors are pretty, but the sheets themselves are not soft. So here you have positive as well as negative feedback. So the shipping was quick, which is nothing but positive feedback. The colors are pretty, again, which is a positive feedback, but the sheet themselves are not soft. So you have both negative and positive feedback here. So based on this, sentiment analysis can also be predicted. That's how these social medias and these personalization happens here on the platform. And coming to stop word removal, this is nothing but unwanted words like conjunctions or articles or punctuations are removed by the device, and then it will give you the output. And also sometimes you might have certain numbers, certain hyperlinks, and certain URLs which are also not required or not recognized by the device. So that is also removed, and it has been recognized as to what has been told or what has been said. So these are some of the challenges and the applications of NLP. So NLP is used in most of our day-to-day life as well, whether it is chatbot or whether it is a translation or whether it is sentimental analysis or even for text summarization we use it, or even now digitalized advertisements is more. So social media analysis and advertisement and targeted advertisements is done through NLP, and I'm sure all of us have used that in our day-to-day life. Even for recruitment purpose, this NLP is being used so that the machine is able to identify whether this particular candidate is suitable for this or for that particular post. But there are certain limitations which has been catered to by different algorithms of machine learning as well as deep learning to make NLP more efficient enough in its application. More on this, we will study in the next session in deep learning also. As of now, I think anything to be added, Aishwarya, here?
No, nothing. Basic things.
Yeah, it's one of the aspect of AI, and uh, is ATS system NLP? What is ATS? Any idea? Anyone? Aishwarya? There's one question here.
Which one?
Is ATS system NLP? I think I'll get back to this. I'm not sure of this answer. Any idea on this? We'll get back to the on this question, participant, in the next session. So applicant tracking system. Yes, yes, yes. It is. It is a part of NLP. This is used for recruitments and resume filtering. Yes, it is. Okay, so I'll just share the course links here on the platform. Please stay tuned for another few minutes. Is the screen visible? Is the screen visible, all of you?
Yeah, now it's
Yeah,
visible.
just log into Infosys Springboard and you can look for Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. Please do not give any short forms here. Type in the whole word here, Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. This is a course by Infosys Wingspan. It is a 6 hour, 18-minute course which talks to you about, it gives you a full clarification on what intelligence system is all about, what kind of machine learning types are there, what algorithms to be used for each and every machine learning. It also talks about feature engineering here as well as to, and it also talks about a little bit of deep learning also, and what is the difference between machine learning and AI. Somebody has asked this question also. So machine learning is nothing but one of the aspects of artificial intelligence. It's a subset of artificial intelligence, you can say. And how AI is being practiced and it is used in business, what kind of platforms are there, what kind of programming languages are to be known to practically use AI, as well as being given here. So it is Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. I'll put this link on the chat box. It's a 6 hour course. I request all of you to please go through this and take up the assessment. This will also be shared by Jobs for Her Foundation and team. Avneet and Alaikia, I hope you are there in this call. I request you to please share this link with the participants.
Sure.
Please make a note of your questions, and I have also copied the chat with me so that if there are any questions which is unanswered and which we are not able to answer, we'll get back with the answers in the next session, which is on the 9th of May. So this is one of the course link. The other course link is Introduction to Natural language processing. Again, I request you not to please type in the short forms. Completely type in the keyword in the search bar. This is of a 3 hours course. Just a minute. Yeah. So this is Introduction to Natural Language Processing. It is very beautifully curated here, as well, with lots of examples here. It will tell you what is NLP, what is its application, where it is being used, what are the challenges that the NLP focuses on, and how does NLP recognizes the speech or the text that we type in. The machine recognizes that what is the pipeline is what are the events that happen by the to the input to get the output, and what are the tools and platforms that is used for NLP applications. Since most of you asked this question as to what kind of programming languages is being used, or what kind of tools that we need to know for a device to give its application in natural language processing. So it talks to you about all of these. This is a 3-hour course from Infosys Wingspan, and there is a self-assessment for this as well. I request all of you to please go through both of these links and take up the assessments. Again, if there are any doubts in the content that has been mentioned here, please make a note of the questions. Before we wind up with the session, definitely we are going to come back with the answers as well. And the last but not the least, where you can find the certificate post the completion of the course. Please do not skip any subtopics. Ensure that all the subtopics are covered, because every subtopic will have certain quizzes or certain exercises that you can go through, and you can get the understanding of that particular concept. And at the end of it, you can see 100% completion here. And once on clearing the certification, you do get a generate certificate option here. You can click on that and you can view on the certificate. And if everything is perfect in the certificate, you can also download the certificate. I hope I gave the link for NLP as well. Yeah, it is Introduction to Artificial Intelligence and Introduction to Natural Language Processing. Please do not type in half abbreviations here. Completely type in the search content here in the search bar. And it is from Infosys Wingspan. Is there any other questions that... Yeah, please complete AI, Introduction to AI, without which you'll not be able to understand the terms and terminologies in NLP. So complete Introduction to AI and then go to Introduction to Natural Language Processing course. And the next session will be on deep learning. Without complete understanding of the basics of what is AI, the basics of machine learning, it will be a little difficult to understand deep learning concepts, which we are going to learn on May 9th. So I'll give you the link for that as well. Before even you come to the session, I request you to please go through that, because me being a learner myself, if you're not from the technical background, nevertheless, it will be a little difficult to understand deep learning concepts. So this is a link for Introduction to Deep Learning. I'll request the Harshakti team to please share all of these links with all the participants as well. So go through the material before even you attend the session on 9th May. Priyanka, I don't have an answer for this, but I'll definitely check with my senior and get back to you. Aishwarya, any idea on this question?
I have to
What
check it
is
out.
vector representation of text?
We'll check it next week. We'll answer. Hello.
Yeah. Okay. I'll get back to you on this, Priyanka. Just give us some time. Yeah, data science is also related to AI and ML. Anything on that, Aishwarya? How is data science related to AI and ML?
Not that. Yeah, data science related in the sense we are using the technique, but it is again another field.
Yeah, you can share your certificates on LinkedIn. You can hashtag Infosys Springboard and share your certificates on LinkedIn. Yeah, I think that's pretty much we have answered all the questions. I have copied the questions as well. In case we have not answered anything, we'll definitely come back on the 9th of May. Now, the 9th of May will be a session on deep learning. There is a course which the link is also provided in the chat box. It is called Introduction to Deep Learning. Please go through the course before even you attend the session on the 9th. I wouldn't say mandatory. If you really want to understand the concepts, please go through the links provided for AI and ML. Thanks again, Avneet and Alaika as well for coordinating the session. Thanks, Aishwarya, for facilitating the session.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Prithvi.